Okay, come and have a seat. All the way down, cross your legs, sit nice and tall. Rest your hands on your knees and turn the palms face up. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears and then just let them settle back and down. Take a big breath in through the nose and big breath out through the mouth. 2 more like that. So all the way in, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out. And then just a subtle adjustment, bringing the shoulders back, so let the spine lift slightly taller, pulling in around the waist, supporting around the lower back, and just softening around the eyes so you're not creasing or bringing any tension around the eyes. Let that space settle soft. Soften through the jaw, so that at no point you're gripping or bringing any unnecessary tension through the jaw into the back of the neck or the throat. Just letting the shoulders melt away from the ears, trying to bring more space into the side of the neck. Take a big breath in and hold that breath at the top. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then a big sigh out. 3 more times like that. So breathe all the way into the very top of your lungs. Everyone's going to be a bit different. So you breathe in and you hold it for 5. And after those 5, you've got this big chance to exhale and sigh everything out. 2 more. So I'm just going to let you go in your own watch, because we'll all be a little different. But make that exhale powerful when it comes. Last one. And then your biggest sigh out. From that sigh out, round the chin into the chest, interlace the hands behind the back of the head and pull the chin all the way in. Feel that stretch into the back of the neck. And as you touch the chin to the chest, feel the stretch go all the way down to the back of the shoulders. And then inhale, look up, lift the elbows wide, really pull them back. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze, open and stretch across the chest. Exhale, round and pull in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round and pull in. And then lift somewhere neutral between the two, so nice and straight through the spine, but keep the hands there interlaced behind the head. Pull the waist in, lean the right elbow over and try and lift the left elbow. So lift that left elbow as high as you can, really open through that left side, and then bring it back to center. Lift the right elbow. So make space from the right hip through the shoulder to the elbow. Think about lifting the right elbow rather than leaning to the left. Go once more each side. So lift the left elbow. So you're not side bending, you're lifting. And then lift to the other side. And then bring that to center. Interlace the hands behind the lower back. Reach the knuckles away from you. Really try and squeeze the shoulder blades and then slide them down the back. Feel some space across the top of the shoulders as you do that. So squeeze together and slide down. Look up towards the ceiling. Big inhale. And big exhale. Release and come forwards with both hands. Step the knees back. Find all fours. Hands and knees. Take a breath here. And exhale. Pull in through the lower abdominals, tuck your toes, and just hover the knees off the ground. So pulling in through the waist. So strengthen and wake up through the torso, through the shoulders, through the center of the body, to the hips, holding for 5. If it gets hard, just breathe, focus on the breath for 4, 3, keep pushing down into the hands. 2, and on 1, stretch back into downward facing dog. Heavy and relaxed through the back of the neck. An opportunity to pedal through the feet. Release any little clicks or cracks, especially around the ankles. Maybe a nice deep bend into both knees, and then you straighten both legs. Nice deep bend into the knees, and then straighten both legs. Lift onto the balls of the feet, and then push the heels away from you. Lift onto the balls of the feet, and then push the heels away. One more like that. Lift to the balls of the feet, and then stretch the heels away, pushing down into the hands. Bend and soften the knees. Walk your feet forwards. So slowly walking the feet in. Allow the upper body to pour forwards. So the weight draws forwards, down through the shoulders. Relax through the hands. Heavy through the back of the head. And just lift the hips slightly. Maybe the heels try and lift as well. Feel that stretch through the backs of the legs. You won't tip too far forwards. You'll always catch yourself with your hands. So trust yourself and be a bit daring to push the weight further forwards into the balls of the feet. And then you're going to slowly rock back to the heels, pull in through the waist and start to round up through the spine. So tuck the tailbone under, pull in around the center of the body, slowly curl the body up and rise, stacking the vertebrae one on top of the other. And then slowly coming up to standing, drawing the shoulders back, let the arms rest down by the side. Just lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Feet are about hip width apart. Rock the weight forwards and then rock the weight back. So you can do it with the eyes open or closed. Rock the weight forwards and rock the weight back. Twice more. So feeling how far you can go forwards, how far you can come back. Last one. And then settling somewhere between those two places. So you're perfectly balanced, lifting up from the soles of the feet, through the knees, through the hips, lifting through the crown of the head, dropping the shoulders down. Take the hands to the side of the rib cage. 3 big breaths. Push the rib cage out to the side as you inhale. Exhale, feel the rib cage fall back in. Inhale, take a big breath, expand. Exhale, back down and in. One more breath. And exhale. And then let the arms fall down by the side. Bring the chin into the chest and round the spine forwards. Pulling in around the waist. Slowly rolling forwards. Pushing down into the feet. Knees bend as much as you need to so that you can plant the hands flat to the floor and step back into downward facing dog. Reach the right leg up to the sky. Whilst you're lifting that right leg up, just roll through the right ankle a couple of times. Take it in both directions. Mobilize through that ankle joint. And then bring the right knee into the chest. Step the right foot forwards. Rest the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. So really think about tucking the tailbone under, pulling in through the waist. So you have this strong sensation lifting up through that left thigh. And then with the exhale breath, you're going to move into that. So it's a strong move forwards. Breathe in and breathe out. We need to feel that stretch from the kneecap all the way up through the left hip and then into the front of the body slightly. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath. As you exhale, rest the right forearm on the right thigh and just lean the left arm over to the right side of the room. So you get a long stretch into the left side body. Still moving forwards in the left hip, so we don't move that stretch through the front of the hip. We don't lose it, sorry. But you want to add in that side bend to the left. So nice long stretch, really open through the side waist. And then you're going to breathe in, lift back up to center, both arms reach tall. Exhale, hands come down in front of the right foot. Tuck the back toes and lift the back knee off the floor. So there's a long stretch through that left thigh. Crown of the head reaches forwards. Stretch the left heel back. And at the same time as you're pushing the heel to the back of the room, you're trying to pull that left hip forward. So you're really trying to lengthen through the left thigh. The stretch is quite intense. Really breathe, try and soften on the exhale. Want to find a breath that's as steady as the easy breaths you took when we were seated at the start of practice. So if at any time your breath gets shorter than that, or it's harder to find your breath, then it's an indication you need to back off slightly. Pull in through the waist, always supporting the lower back. Keep the left hand down, reach the right arm up and twist. So reach that right arm up to the sky. Push down into the left hand and reach your right fingertips up. Really make some space across the chest, across the collarbones. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Bring that right hand down. Step back into downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up towards the sky. Have a pedal through the feet. Again, just move through the ankles, the knees, maybe sway the hips from side to side. Left side, reach that left leg high, lifting the foot up towards the sky, and then roll that left ankle. You're going to roll both ways. Just mobilize into that left ankle. Pull the left knee into the chest. Step the left foot forwards, rest the back knee down. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Pull in through the waist. Tuck the tailbone under and then slowly move into that right hip. So really slow. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Just soften the shoulders. Notice if they've creeped up and they're tense. Let the left elbow rest on the left thigh and reach the right arm over. So you find that side bend. Strong and intense, but you've got the breath to soften. Keep it steady. So finding that nice rhythm to the breath. And then you're lifting yourself back up. Use the waist to lift you get back up. And then both hands inside of the left foot. Tuck the back toes and straighten that back leg. So you're reaching the heel back, and at the same time, you're trying to bring the crown of the head forwards. So lengthening in both directions. Pulling in through the center of the body to support the lower back. And so try not to drop here, but instead pull in through the waist and hold yourself strong, especially around the hips and the pelvis. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, push down into that right hand and then reach the left arm up. So you're as wide as can be across the chest. Really open through the collarbones. Lift those left fingertips higher. Push into the right hand. Lengthen through the right arm. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, let that left hand come down. Step back into downward facing dog. So think about a nice clean V shape, pushing the heels away, lifting the hips, relaxing the head and the neck. Breathe in and breathe out. Really push into the hands. Feel the arms lengthen. Lift the hips higher so you get that stretch through the backs of the legs because you've lifted the hips, you're lengthening the hamstrings. And then take your right leg high. Lift that right leg up towards the sky, as high as you can. Pull that right knee into the chest, step the right foot forwards. This time keep the back knee lifted and rise all the way up. High lunge, reach the arms to the sky. Soften into that back knee. So you can see quite well actually because I'm wearing black clothes against a white background. If I straighten that back leg, you can see how much pressure is there in my back. Whereas if you watch the space, if I then soften that knee, I bring loads more space into my lower back, so less compression, a bit more strength, because you can't lock out. You have to hold a bit stronger through that front right thigh. So pull in through that front right thigh. Breath here. And then lean the body forwards. Now you can straighten that back leg. We've got one straight long line. So you're pulling in through the waist. Bend a bit deeper in that right thigh so you feel the right thigh working. Hold it for 3. Hold it for 2. On 1, rise back up and open to warrior 2. So right arm forwards, left toes turn out and bend into that right knee. See if you can try and move that right knee forwards. There's a right angle here. It's easy to be here. It's harder to be there. So try and sit down into that thigh. Pull in through the waist. Notice if you're here and you're leaning forwards or you're back here. You want to try and find yourself in the middle. So your shoulders are stacked on top of your pelvis. Flip the right palm. Reach and reverse. Open through that right side of the body. And then as you exhale, use your waist to lift you back up. Take the right elbow to the right thigh. Sweep the left arm up and over. Now I've got one straight line from the left foot to the left hip, through the left shoulder to the left fingertips. Breathe in for 3. Go a bit lower in that right knee for 2. And 1. Use the waist, lift back up. Straighten the right leg, turn the right toes in and fold the body weight forwards. So hands come down to the floor. Body weight pulls forwards, hips try and lift. Maybe your heels lift a little as well. If your head touches the floor, just shorten that gap between the feet. So you always want to have space below the crown of the head. Lift the hips. Breathe in, navel to spine, abdominals work, and then breathe out. See if you can go further forwards into your fold. Breathe in, abdominals engage, navel to spine. Breathe out, fold. Last one. Breathe in, strength around the center of the body, and breathe out, fold. Walk your hands to the top of your yoga mat. You're going to push into that right foot and lift the left leg off the floor. So you're balancing on your right leg. You can let the body fold forwards, lift that left leg high, and then bring the left foot next to the right foot. Bend both knees, the feet are touching, the inner ankles are touching. Reach the arms up and away. Chair. Pull in through the waist. Really try and tuck the tailbone under. So again, you're not arching in the back, but you're tucking under. So you're strengthening through the front and protecting through the back. Hold it here for 3 and 2. Don't hold the breath. And 1. Stand nice and tall. Take the arms down by the side. Give the arms a shake. Give the legs a shake. Weight into the right foot. Bring the left shin to the inside of the right shin. Doesn't need to be any higher. Hands into prayer. If you have a burning desire to lift it all the way up, then you can, but it's not necessary. Pulling around the waist. Reach the arms up nice and high. And then slowly just take the hands a bit wider. So like you're holding a beach ball. That left knee, try and move it out. So, don't want to move around too much and distract you, but instead of letting that knee come forwards, try and pull the knee out to the side so that there's this opening through the inner thigh. We're there for 3. And 2. On 1, hands come into prayer, heart center. You're balancing on that right foot. You're going to kick the left leg back. Lean the body forwards. Hold that for 3. Pull in around the waist for 2. On 1, long step back. Inhale, high lunge, just 1 big breath. Reach the arms to the sky. And then exhale, take the hands down to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax the back of the head and the neck. Can you push more into the hands to lengthen the arms? And make sure as you push down into the hands, it's an even weight through the heel of the hands, the knuckles, the fingertips. You're not just pressing into the base of the wrist. Take your left leg, lift it high to the sky, big inhale. Big exhale, pull that left knee in, step the left foot forwards, rise up, high lunge, reach your arms up to the sky with a softness in that back knee. So you're thinking about pulling in through the front thigh, and at the same time, you're trying to push down into that front foot. So imagine there's resistance coming up from the ground, and then you're absorbing that resistance down the line of the left thigh. If that makes sense. Breathe in, breathe out, and then you can straighten that right leg because we're leaning the body forwards. Pull in through the front of the body and challenge yourself to hold that straight line. Should start to feel it in this left hip. Go a bit deeper in the bend of that left knee. We're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise back up, warrior 2. So turn your right toes out. I'm just going to spin so I can see you. You can stay where you are and bend into the left knee. And then again, try not to be here with that knee less bent. You want to come down so you feel it in the thighs. Means there's more stretch. There's also more strength. Pull in around the waist and reach the arms out wide. Flip the front palm. Lift that left arm up to the sky. Open through the chest. Take a big breath in. And then a big breath out. You're using the waist to come forwards. Rest the left elbow. Reach up and over. Hold that straight long line. You're here for 5. Pushing that back foot down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use the waist to lift back up. Straighten the left leg. Turn the left toes in. And then fold the body forwards. Let the body weight come as far forwards in the feet as you trust yourself to go. So you are trying to tip the weight forwards. So there's a lightness through the heels, the backs of the legs, and the hips lift up towards the sky. Rest the weight of the head down. Inhale. And exhale. Pushing lightly into the hands. Walking your hands around to the top of your yoga mat, a bit further forwards than the left toes. Push into the left foot, reach the right leg high. So the body is folding forwards and that right leg is lifting. Pulling in through the abdominals. So you use the strength and that pull in through the front of the body to take yourself further forwards and lift that right leg higher. Feet together. Knees bend. Reach the arms up to the sky, come into your chair. So tucking the tailbone under, lengthening through the spine, lifting the arms up towards the sky, reaching the arms back so you feel the shoulders work. Breathe in, breathe out, rise to stand, let the arms fall by the side. Take a big breath and let it go. Drop the shoulders. Widen the gap between the feet. So you want to be comfortably about hip width apart. Right foot this time to the inside of the left shin. And bring your hands into prayer. As you try and take that right knee out, just imagine you're stood against a wall and you can't just stick the right hip back. So it's not the whole body that's opening. It's just movement from this hip joint here. So it just goes open, hands to prayer, and then reach them up and open them out. Very similar to kind of like, when in Pilates on Friday, you do that and you open, and it's that strength there that's holding it. Pull in around the waist. Lift a bit taller through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands to prayer. Lean forwards as you kick that right leg back. So you come into a balance on your left leg. There's length from the right heel through the body to the crown of the head. Stretch the crown of the head forwards. And then slowly, lightly land the right toes to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. And exhale, take the hands down. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Rest the knees to the edges of your yoga mat. Point the toes back, they can touch. And you're going to send the hips all the way back, stretching into a child's pose. Rest your forehead to the floor. Relax the back of the shoulders. Make sure you're relaxed through the contact of the hands, the forearms. Try not to hold tension and carry the arms off the mat. Try and just soften. Take a big breath. And let the shoulders melt a little wider across the upper back. Breathe in, expand the belly into the thighs. And then breathe out, feel the waist pull in. Big breath. And then feel it draw in. One more there, big breath. And feel it draw in. Come forwards with hands and knees. Keep the spine nice and neutral. Take your right leg back. Hold that right leg back behind you. Reaching the toes away. Pulling in through the waist so you're not dropping through the center of the body. Reach your opposite arm forward so your left arm comes forwards. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Now really push down into the right hand and down through the left knee. So your points of contact, push them down into the floor. Inhale here. Exhale round and bring the elbow and knee together. Really pull in through the waist. Inhale, stretch the arm forwards, the leg back. Exhale round and pull in. Go for 2. Round and pull in. Go for 1. Round and pull in. Place the left hand down, stretch the right leg to the back of the mat, and then reach your right arm up to the sky. So side plank, you're on your left hand and left knee. If your balance is a bit wobbly, that left foot, just take it back behind you slightly. So instead of being in line, it goes back behind and offers a bit more stability. Reach those right fingertips to the ceiling. Then thread the right arm underneath the body. Reach for the left side of the room. When you get there, stretch and hold for 3. 2, 1. Inhale, lift the right arm up to the sky. So working across the waist, using the obliques, you're going to take that right arm underneath, thread and reach. 3, 2, 1. Lift all the way up. Last time, take that right arm under, stretch and hold for 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand back to the top of your yoga mat. Bring the right knee into the chest and step the right foot forwards. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Breath in, breath out. Left arm forwards, right arm back. So twist the body, facing open to the right side of the room. Take your right hand to the lower back and then lift your left arm up to the sky. Really lift and then slightly lean back. So there's an opening through that left hip, left side of the waist, left shoulder. And bring it back into that twist. So left arm forwards, right arm back. Keep the body facing the right side of the room. Bring the hands into a prayer and slide that left elbow outside of your right knee. Now you can push into that elbow to open the chest. So pushing the spine into a stronger twist. Well, not stronger, more depth. Probably stronger when you're stood upright without the ability to rely on that push, but really draw that right shoulder back. Take the twist all the way down through the center of the body. Big inhale. Big exhale. Look back to the floor. Take both hands down. Right leg goes back where it started, so it's just reaching back in space. So driving that right leg back. Now bend the right knee, so pointing the toes up to the ceiling. Stay here, or if you want a balance, you're going to take your left hand back behind you. See if you can find the ankle. If you find it, you try and lift the ankle, lift the foot, or you just stay with that bind. Push into the right hand and the left knee. Maybe you're just holding the balance. If you've got the bind, think about opening that left shoulder for 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down. Tuck both toes and stretch back into downward facing dog. So heels reach away, head nice and heavy, hands strong, pushing down into the floor, breathing in and breathing out. Roll the body forwards to a plank. All together, we're going to lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest to the floor. Point the toes, draw the shoulders back, open the chest, look forwards, breathe in here, and breathe out. Take it back. 2 all fours. Hold all fours. You might need to bring the knees a bit further in, so you come back to that stable all fours position. Take your left leg back, hold it back in space, and then your right arm forwards. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Build some strength through the back of the right shoulder, back of the left hip. Inhale. Exhale, round. Bring them together, curl through the spine. Inhale, stretch forwards. Exhale as you round. You're really pulling in. That's work through the abdominals. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, round. Hold it. Keep the left knee there. Take the right hand down. Step your left leg to the back of the mat and reach your left arm up to the sky. Now for a bit more stability, just take that right foot slightly out to the right side of your yoga mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. That left arm threads underneath the right side of the body. There's a twist through the spine that you're using the waist to control. So pull in with the obliques. Inhale, lift that left arm up to the sky. Exhale, take that left arm through and twist. Hold it. And then reach up, last one. Take that left arm through, reach and twist. 3, 2, 1. Left arm, left hand to the top of your yoga mat. Left foot steps forwards. Reach the arms up to the sky. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Right arm forwards, left arm back. So there's a twist to the left side of the room. Left hand to the lower back. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Stretch through that right side of the body. And then if you feel comfortable, you slightly lean it back. Doesn't have to be far at all. And then you bring it back into the twist. Right arm forwards. Left arm back. Hands into a prayer position at the chest. Right elbow hooks outside the left thigh. You push down into that right tricep and let the chest open. So you're drawing that left shoulder back, pulling in around the waist and twisting as you exhale. Here for 3. Take that twist all the way through the center of the body. 2. And 1. Look down to the floor. Take both hands down to the ground. Left leg goes back behind you again. Hold it there to start with. Pull in through the lower abdominals. Bend the left knee, toes point to the ceiling. Option to stay here or reach the right hand back. You might just reach it back and think about touching, or you grab it and you lift that back leg, opening through the shoulder, lifting the foot. Breathe in for 3 and 2. If you've got the bind, when you come out of it, make sure you don't fling it. Slowly release. Right hand down, left knee down, tuck both toes, downward facing dog. Nice long stretch through the backs of the legs, through the sides of the waist, through the shoulders. Breathe in forwards to a plank position. Breathe out, lower all the way down. Doesn't have to be as slow this time. Inhale, open the chest, look forwards. Exhale, chest back down to the floor. Twice more there. Inhale, lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, lower. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, lower. Toes tuck. Knees bend. Take it back into downward facing dog. Shake out the back of the head and the neck. Hammer pedal through the feet. Breathe in. Big sigh, breathe out. Walk your feet and hands together. So you're in a forward fold in the middle of your mat. Bend the knees nice and deep. Take your first 2 fingers and hook around your big toe. Pull yourself into that fold. So really pull all your strength, pulling the body forwards, lifting your hips at the same time, lengthening the spine forwards, crown of the head reaching down to the ground. Pull more through the shoulders and then let it go. And if you want to, without the hands, bend the knees, have a seat. You just play with that. Soles of the feet together. Quite a nice wide shape. Holding on to the front of the shins. Take a big inhale, lift the chest. Take a big exhale, pull the waist in and round the spine back. So really arch into the back of the body. Inhale, lift yourself forwards, open the chest. Exhale, arch and round. One more, lift yourself forwards. Exhale, arch and round. Now from that rounded position, you're just going to lift your hands off the shins and walk the hands forwards. Bring yourself into a forward fold. So stretching the arms away from you, relaxing the gaze down towards the floor, length into the back of the neck. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. In and out. Slowly roll up, taking your time. Keep the left leg there for a moment. Take the right leg out to the side and then bring the left leg in slightly closer. A gentle twist to start with. So right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the back. Push your left fingertips down into the ground. Use that to lengthen and lift the spine. Open the chest, so you're drawing that left shoulder back. Looking back over your left shoulder. Using the inhale to grow taller. Using the exhale to twist. Inhale to grow taller. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lift your arms back up to the sky. Grow nice and tall. Look forwards. And then exhale, twist to the right foot and fold the body forwards and down. So reaching either side of your right shin, your right knee or your right ankle. And you're trying to lengthen the body forwards. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Wherever you feel that stretch, try and soften using the relaxation of your out breath, your exhale breath. You might need to back off a little if it doesn't seem to be softening. Maybe you soften and then you go further forwards. Then slowly walk the hands back in. Switch the legs over. So take your left leg out, bring your right leg in. Gentle twist, so left hand comes across, right fingers down, and then from where you're probably a little bit slumped in your seat, push down into the fingertips, lift the chest, and then draw that right shoulder back. So you can look over the right shoulder. Pull in through the waist and rotate through the spine. Pull in through the waist and then rotate through the spine. Lifting the arms up to the sky as you inhale, look forwards. And as you exhale, fold the body forwards over that left leg. So hands come down to the floor. Pull in through the center of the body, through the abdominals, the hip flexors, and then you let the body go further forwards. Keeping the spine nice and long. Keeping the back of the neck soft, so you don't need to look towards the foot. You can just let the gaze settle down towards the ground. Back of the neck nice and long. Easy breath. If there's some resistance, either back off or just breathe into that stress and try and soften it. And then slowly roll all the way up. Take both legs out in front of you. Just give them a little bit of a shake out. And then make sure you have space behind you. So scooch all the way forwards, maybe roll back to the floor and take both legs up to the sky. Arms are down by the side. Arms are heavy, shoulders are heavy, hands are heavy. You're going to keep the legs squeezing together from the pelvis to the knees to the ankles and draw a big, slow circle. So take both feet out over to one side, and then they go further down and away from you, drawing to the bottom of that circle, pulling in through the waist, squeezing through the inner thighs, bringing up and around to the other side. Hold it at the top and go the opposite way. Slow and controlled. Pulling in through the waist, squeezing through the inner thighs. Really slow and controlled. When you come up to the top, hold it. Now lift the hands off the floor. Lift the head, neck, shoulders off the floor. So you're looking in towards the thighs. Really pull in through the front of the body. Going to take the right leg away. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Lift it back up by pulling the waist in. Left leg down. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lift it back in. Right side. 3, 2, 1. Lift it back in. Left side. 3, 2, 1. Lift it back in. Rest the head, neck, shoulders down. Bend the knees, plant the feet to the floor. Arms are down by the side. Start by tucking the tailbone under, pulling in through the abdominals, and then rolling up through the hips. So massaging the spine off the floor, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips until they're in line with the knees, driving the hips up towards the sky, pushing down into the feet, pushing down into the shoulders, holding it here for 5. Breathe. Stretch the knees away from you. 4. Breathe. Hips lift. 3. And breathe. Open across the chest. And breathe. Last big breath. And then roll it down. Pull the navel in. Massage down to the floor. So no rush. Nice and slow. Taking the hips all the way down. And then once the hips are rested, bringing the knees into the chest, taking the knees slightly out to the side, keeping the thighs close, but lifting the feet to the ceiling. Happy baby. Reach for your ankles or your feet or your toes, whatever you can grab, and just have a wriggle around in that space there. So kind of rock from side to side. You might try and straighten the legs, you might bend the legs, you might straighten one leg, bend one leg, straighten the other leg. Just kind of move around there, opening around the sacrum, stretching the back of the hips, the hamstrings. If you feel like it, you can push the legs straighter and longer so there's more length, more stretch. And then slowly bring the feet together. Your hands can come away. Keep the legs up to the sky. Take the arms overhead. And just let the weight and the pressure drain from the ankles, the knees, the hips. So there becomes a lightness through the feet. And then I want you to imagine the back of the hands are glued down to the floor. And so are the shoulders, and so is the lower back. Pull the waist in to support that. Now slowly see if you can take the legs down with them straight. If it gets too much, stop. You're going really slow, pulling in through the front of the body. If it helps, squeeze the legs together. Really think about drawing the navel to the spine, trying to keep the shoulders and the upper body heavy, trying to keep connected down through the back. Really slow. And then take the feet to the floor, take the feet out wide, turn the toes out to the side. You can bring the arms either out to the side or place them on the body. Take a nice big breath in and a big exhale, sigh out. Big breath in. Big exhale, sigh out. Really drop the weight of the shoulders with that out breath. One more, use the breath. And then just lie there very still, very comfortable, relaxed and supported. Just notice the ease of the breath. Don't have to do anything, don't have to force anything. Just allow a real softness. Real sense of relaxation through all the muscles, all the joints in the body. Not asking them to do anything at the moment. Staying heavy through the back of the body. There's lightness and space through the front of the body. And then breath gets a little bit stronger, still not forced, but just stronger so that you can feel the rib cage lifting a little bit higher. You might feel the shoulders softening slightly further down on the exhale. And then take the smallest amount of movement to the tips of the fingers and toes. And it starts really small and then it gets a little bigger and it comes up towards the knuckles, the middle of the foot, the ankles, the wrist. Kind of roll some movement into the wrists and the ankles, or point and flex the feet. Think about the space you've got around you. Take your arms back overhead. Reach them back. Stretch the arms away as long as you can make the body. And then round yourself into a ball. Bring the knees into the chest. Hug your knees in nice and close. You're lying on your back. Give them a good squeeze in. And in some way, shape or form, with the eyes closed, rock up towards a seat. And just sit. Hands can rest wherever they fall, wherever is comfortable. Somewhere in the lap or on the knees. Shoulders soften. And you just give yourself that little reminder through the back of the shoulders to lift the spine taller. Noticing that open the chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. And just bring your hands into a prayer position, acknowledging and thanking yourself for your practice, for making the time to come and join us this morning. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday. I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early.